What's up? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Last week, I made my own retro console, but I didn't explain how I connected the Xbox controller to the ESP for my game. But by the end of this video, you're gonna know how to connect any controller to your ESP32 in Arduino IDE and understand how to read everything from it. Start off by going to File, Preferences, then Additional Board Manager URLs. You're gonna want to copy both of the links in the description of this video and paste them into this box. These are going to allow your IDE to discover the new boards. Next, click on the boards manager on the left and search for ESP32 by Espressive. It might take a minute to install the default ESP32 boards. After that's finished installing, go ahead and install ESP32 BluePad32. These are the boards with support for connecting to the controller over Bluetooth. Now, go to your board and port at the top of the screen and click Select Other Board and Port. Once you plug in your ESP32, a new port should appear. Mine was COM5, but it's probably different for you. After you get the correct port selected, find your specific ESP32 and find the version from ESP32 BluePad32. Mine is an ESP32 S3 Dev Module N16R8, so I'm going to select that board from BluePad32. That's the basic setup, but you need to know how to actually pair with the controller and read values from it. So how does BluePad return the controller inputs? Well, when we run read input on a valid controller, we get an updated input state. And what is that? Input state is just a struct. You can think of it as a snapshot of everything the controller is doing at that exact moment. Every time we call read input, we're getting a new snapshot of whatever the controller is reporting right now. Let's look at what's actually inside it. First, we've got connected, which is just a bool, true or false. This one's simple. Is the controller actually paired and talking to us right now? Everything else in the struct only matters if this is true, so it's always the first thing that we check. Next, we've got buttons, D-pad, and MISC buttons. These three are all the same type, UINT32T, and they work the same way. Now, a UINT32T is just a number made up of 32 individual bits, and BluePad32 uses each one of these bits to represent a different button. So instead of storing button A is pressed as its own separate variable, every single button, A, B, X, Y, shoulders, thumbstick clicks, all of it gets packed into that one number, each one corresponds to its own bit. This type of data packing is known as a bit mask. That means to check if a specific button has been pressed, we can't just read the number directly, we have to ask, is this specific bit turned on? And we do that with a bitwise operator, like this. D-pad works exactly the same way for each direction, and MISC button works the same way too. It's just that that one covers the buttons that aren't really gameplay buttons like home, back, or system. Then we've got the analog stuff. Throttle, brake, and the 4 stick axes. Axis X, Axis Y, Axis RX, and Axis RY. These are all plain old integers, and that's an important distinction here. Triggers and sticks give you a value of how much, rather than a simple on or off. So instead of a bit, we get a number. Triggers roughly range from 0 to 1023, and the sticks range from -512 to 512, with the 00 being in the center. And yeah, that's the whole struct. One bool for is anything even connected, 3 UINT32Ts that pack a bunch of yes or no button states into single numbers, and a handful of plain integers for anything analog. And the really nice part is, once read input fills the struct in, that's it. We're done talking to the controller. Everything else in our program is just reading off that snapshot. So, as you can see, when I press the A button, the ESP32 knows that I pressed A. All of these inputs are simultaneous, so I can move the left and right joysticks at the same time as the triggers and button presses. If this video was helpful to you, please consider liking the video or subscribing, it helps out a ton. Check out the description to get the code that I used in this video and to see my video on making my own console. Also, if you're having issues, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'm usually really good about getting to all of them. Truly, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!